Hi guys, welcome back to Kitchen Colony, and today we will be making Jamaican jerk chicken, but this time I'll be doing it in the oven. Now, jerking started in Jamaica by the early settlers and later adopted by the Maroons, and jerking is a way of marinating your meat with spices, a peppery spice, and slowly cooked over heat. Now, the only thing is missing from this jerk chicken is the smoke, but if you had liquid smoke, you would taste it. It would taste similar to what you'd get back home. And it is also, jerk chicken is also referred to as jump-on chicken to Jamaicans. Chicken has been soaking in some salt and vinegar for a while, and I've been cleaning them. Now this is the last piece, and I'm showing you what I'm doing. I'm taking off this part at the top of the drumstick, removing not the skin but any fat, some of the fat, because we're going to need the fat based on what we are doing. Take off some of the excess skin. You don't need all of it, especially the part with the ear, or the feather I should say. In my bowl I have chicken drumstick and thigh. Normally when I'm cooking thigh, I take out most of the fat, all the fat I can. But for this case, because I'm jerking, I won't, because you need it to keep moisture in the chicken. But I'll remove some. Now running some cool water, I'm going to wash my chicken. Seasoning we need for jerk chicken, we have in our first bowl 2 heaped tablespoons of mild jerk seasoning and a teaspoon of very hot jerk seasoning. Then we have a tablespoon of Shazam seasoning, 2 tablespoons of all-purpose seasoning, tablespoon of black pepper, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 heaped tablespoon of green seasoning, 1 heaped tablespoon of ginger, and the same for the garlic. We're going to use 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, and also this is what they use in Jamaica, beer. I'm using half cup of beer to baste my chicken. Now these are the sweet seasonings that I use, but you can feel free to substitute or add wherever necessary. Now it's time to dry our meat and then slice it, and I'll tell you why I'll slice it. Because I'm not going to season it and leave it overnight. I want it to have the best flavor, so I'm going to cut it and put slits in it so it will absorb the seasoning. Now for thigh, because we're going to allow it to marinate for about an hour or 2, we're going to put some slits in the meat under the skin, so that it will absorb the seasoning. Cover it back, and to the back we're going to cut slits next to the bone. Yeah, just like that. So I'm going to cut it right here, and my butterflies. Like this. Remember, you don't have to do this step if you're going to let it marinate overnight. But because we have less than 3 hours, we have to do it so it penetrates the meat. In our bowl, we have the green seasoning, garlic seasoning, and some ginger powder. To this, we're going to add all the jerk seasoning, mix it. I've added 2 tablespoons of soy sauce to this, and now I'm mixing it in with the other seasoning. Now it's time to add the dry seasoning. All purpose. For Szechuan seasoning. Black pepper. And lastly, the sugar. Now you may notice I have not added any salt because most of the seasoning has a lot of salt. Now we rub the seasoning into the meat because we don't have a chance to give it enough time to marinate, so we're helping it. So we're rubbing it into the meat next to the bone, into the slits that we've made under the skin, so that every part of this chicken is well seasoned. The key to jerking is the way you marinate it. Overnight is best because you get the best flavor from it soaking in the seasoning for overnight. And also you must have salt in your meat. It must have salt because that brings out the flavor. Now that we're finished, let's cover it and marinate it for at least 3 hours. Overnight, as I said, would be the best for jerk. With the marinade that is left, we are going to add some beer to it because this is what we're going to use to baste our chicken. We will mix it and leave it for basting our chicken. Now it's 3 hours since we've seasoned our meat. Now I'm just rubbing some oil on the grill because I don't want it to be baked in the pan. I want it to be on the grill so it kind of roast from both sides. Alright, now remember to preheat your oven at and it should be at 300 Fahrenheit or 160 Celsius. We're going to place the meat on the skin side up. Now it's time to take it to the oven. It's about 30 minutes and I'm about to baste my chicken. You know it's not ready because you see it's still dripping water, so it's not yet ready. So it's time to baste with the beer and jerk sauce. You'll know that it's done when the liquid at the bottom is almost dried off. Alright, so this is basting, and the next time I'm going to turn it around, I'm going to baste again. And this is the beer and jerk sauce. We're slow baking, remember, slowly And it has been in there for a little over 30, almost 40 minutes. Now I'm putting it back for about 15 to 20 minutes, and I've adjusted my stove to 200 or 100 Celsius, 200 Fahrenheit, and leave it for another 15 minutes. It's now 20 minutes after, and I'm going to turn the chicken now. And if you notice, not a lot of liquid this time, so it's almost done. It's not dripping anymore, so we're going to turn it over, and then we'll get a chance to baste this side. Remember, it's the beer and the jerk seasoning, along with other little seasonings and maybe a little bit more salt. This is the final basting. And if you notice, the drippings in the bottom is less. Now it's done, we're going to remove it from the oven. Notice it's very dry. It is done because there's no liquid at the bottom of the pan. My knife was a bit dull, but I was just chopping to let you see how moist and succulent the meat was. It was not dry at all. Now I've made a little sauce with a mixture of honey, ketchup and jerk seasoning, and I place it on the stove for a little while, for about 5 minutes, and this is what I'm pouring over the meat. Now if you've enjoyed what you've just seen, please remember to like, share and leave a comment for me. And if it's your first time watching, don't forget to subscribe and then click the notification bell that you'll be alerted whenever I upload a new video. Thank you for watching Kitchen Kolony. Thank you again. Bye.